about the struggles of being a college student?
First topic I wanted to bring up was time management. In my experience, it hasn't been really good because I'm new to college and I didn't really know that I had to balance like study time with like homework and all this other stuff like with your social life. So I need to improve on that. But
My biggest thing was how you don't have reminders for due dates. Like, you're just kind of on your own in that aspect, and then, like, sometimes you kind of miss them, or you almost miss them because you don't have any reminders. And, just responsibility, like, you have to be responsible about all your work.
And then you come to college and it's this whole new experience and you get this immediate culture shock of like you have to balance the time management. You don't have reminders. You have all these new people and all these new things you have to do. And it really just kind of hits you the first couple of weeks, but then it starts to even out as you get through.
another thing that can be associated with culture shock if you don't come from a financially stable home is obviously financial issues. So financial aid may not come through, you may not get your books on time, and it could be tough, but usually the school is pretty good about figuring all that out.
Usually your professors are very understanding when it comes to
Yeah,
that.
like if you don't have your book, then like if you tell them that your financial aid didn't come through, they'll just be like, oh, okay, then you have an extension, or like you can use someone else's. It's pretty easy.
Kind of going along with that, you kind of have to, like, if you work or, like, your friends and your family, you have to find that balance between school and all of that. And, my biggest thing is, like, work and school. So I go home and I work on the weekends, and it's like I just kind of have to just, like, work or do my schoolwork. Like, there's no in between. And the same thing with my friends and my family. Like, you can't just kind of ditch that. But once you find that balance, it gets a lot easier.
What's your like schedule? Like, how do you do your like homework or projects? Do you do it all on the weekdays that you don't work, or you just like?
Yeah, I usually do like my schoolwork on the weekdays, and then I go home, I work on the weekends, kind of get a little bit done when I can, and then I have family dinners, and then I come back and kind of chill with my friends.
So I guess it all goes back to time management too.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest thing with time management and finding a balance is like you don't have to work on homework all the time, but if you do just a little bit every time you have a little bit of free time,
It's way easier.
yeah, you can still like relax some, but just get a little bit of homework done. You stay on top of it a lot better.
Yeah, and it's like with your friends too. Like if you surround yourself with friends like you can study with too, that would be good, because that's like incorporating two of your like the aspects of your life into one, and they can help you with your homework, and that like you could also still be social.
Something that I feel like is a big difference when it comes to comparing high school and college is the attendance policy. Like in high school, the attendance policy was school-wide. If you missed 4 days in any of your classes, they would take like a point or two off, for example. But in college, each professor or class or subject or like specific school, like the School of Communications or Business, has their own set of rules when it comes to attendance. And from what I've learned so far, there isn't a very easy way to access and view those days that you've missed in the class. So you just kind of have to either never miss class, keep track of the days that you've missed, or just do what I do and guess and hope for the best. It's both really cool, but at the same time it's kind of inconvenient. It's inconvenient because, for me at least, I have to go through and read each syllabus very carefully. So when I have a doctor's appointment or something, it just takes up a lot of time, whereas in high school, I just knew automatically how many days I could miss across the board. Also, sometimes the professors teach ahead of schedule on what they have on their lesson plans for the semester. So when you don't think that you have a quiz until Wednesday, but you also have that certain class on Monday, and you just decide to skip class on Monday, you may end up missing a quiz that you may or may not be able to retake, if that makes any sense. But I mean, all around, I really like the different attendance policies because it forces me personally to go to class if I'm not quite sure how many days I've missed. But that is all that we have for you today.